shortly. This is the last chance to enter your name to a raffle to win a free $25 gift card courtesy of Rentalic.com. It is a new website, a new concept to be green, to share, and to make some extra cash on the side. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you doing today? My name is David. Thank you all for being here. So how many of you have stuff just sitting around your home? You do. What do you have that's just sitting around your house? So this gentleman in the front said he has boats, skis, and lots of other stuff that he would like to right now to make some extra cash. I have stuff too. I recently bought an ab roller. I used it once. I'm not fit at all, am I? It's just sitting around in my house collecting dust. Do you know you could actually make money by renting this stuff out? I wish I could. I mean, a lot of people would like to try out an ab roller once, see how it works. If it works, why not buy it? But many of us will just buy it, try it once, and just put it on the side. Problem is, no one in my neighborhood knows that I have this stuff. Nobody, I don't know what people have in my people in my neighborhood know. Yeah. I don't know what people in my neighborhood have that I would like to use. Wouldn't it be cool if you could actually post your stuff on a website to show people in your neighborhood of what the stuff you have? That is where we come in. We are San Mateo's hottest new startup that facilitates person-to-person renting. So for our program, we're going to show you a short video clip that will summarize what Rentalic.com is all about. Next, we will have our usability expert to come up to explain to us how our site works. Then we will have our founders.
What comes to mind when we hear the word rent? Cars, apartments, DVDs, skis, musicals? Okay, scratch that last one. We rent these things because we need them on a temporary basis. But what about some of the items and services we buy? Those tools in your garage, the treadmill in your bedroom, and that nice suit you only wear to anniversary parties? Why not rent what you need when you need it? Now you can at Rentalic.com. Meet Dan. He wants to camp out in the woods to see aliens on the usual third full moon of the year then. He needs a tent, but just for this close encounter. At Rentalic, Dan can search for the tent he needs and find who in his community he can rent it from. Across town, Joy has a small tent she bought a year ago when she decided to camp out in line for Duran Duran tickets. She hasn't used it since. Rentalic gives Joy the opportunity to post her tent for rent and make some money on it. Rentalic connects your needs to shared resources in your community. Now, Dan can camp out safely in a tent, and Joy can feel good about helping him communicate with aliens while making some cash. More important, in this day and age of overabundance and waste issues, reuse is a great way to be green every day. There you have it. Rent, share, be green at Rentalic.com. What comes to mind when we hear the word rent? Cars, apartments, DVDs, skis, musical?
Hey everybody, my name is Yusuf. I'm in charge of leading the usability effort at Rentalic. I'm going to talk a little bit about how Rentalic works and what are the features and what the functionality you can expect from the site. rent, share, and be green. We have 3 content images in this book. We can walk through each one, talk a little bit about each. In the first one, we're giving, rent what you need when you need it. And the scenario in this cartoon is we have Dan who's renting Jim's lawnmower to do his yard work. I mean, that's just one instance of how you can use Rentalic. Does everybody in a community need to have, we don't all mow our lawns on the same day, right? I can use it one day and rent it out when I'm not using it and somebody else can be using it. And the lawnmower is just one example. It can be camping goods, it can be all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to go into that too much. Nick, who's one of the founders, will be talking a little bit more about various items that you can rent on this side. The next concept is to share. We all do projects. We all do, do-it-yourself projects, home improvement projects, stuff around the park. We don't really have the know-how to do a lot of these things. I mean, if we were to take building shelves for the garage, how many of you, would like to build shelves for extra storage but don't know how to do it? I, for one, don't. So it would be really great to come up with a guide, see how somebody else has done it. How did they do it? What tools did they use? What equipment did they use? And get that inside knowledge of how to do that. Then be able to see off the list of tools, what tools do I have? What tools do I don't have? What equipment do I need? Cross-check with people in your neighborhood, see who in your neighborhood has these tools that you can rent from. And have a really good checklist plan of how can I do a project. Shelves in your garage, putting up some shelves in your apartment. These are just typical projects that we do every day that we could use a community asset like this. You can ask questions from other people in your community, so bring the community together. The next concept of being green is, when we're reusing these things, we're making some supplementary income. We're reducing the overhead, the carbon footprint of the community, because not everybody's going out and buying all these tools that we use only once in a way. And so that's kind of an overall view into Rentalic and how it works and the concept behind it. Next, I'd like to invite one of the co-founders of the company, Nick, who's going to talk a little bit about what are the items and what are the items and services you can rent on Rentalic.
Hey, thanks, Yusuf. Hey guys. So I'm Nick Gozin. I'm one of the co-founders of Rentalic and also a local boy from San Mateo. Went to Sarah High School. And let's go ahead and... Alright, so let's get to it. So what can you really rent on Rentalic? Believe it or not, it doesn't have to be just items. It can be items and services. So just going through the list, sporting goods, I don't have that football, that frisbee. I mean, those things that you are planning for those events on the weekend. I mean, I'm sure there's people in your neighborhood who has stuff just sitting in your house. Another thing is tools and electronics. We did another fair and this lady was like, this is perfect for me. She wants to buy a MacBook Pro, laptop notebook. And that runs around $2,000. She said it would be great if I could rent that $2,000 laptop, try it, and see if she really wants that laptop. Another thing is, a lot of people have more cars than drivers in their house. So my friend over here, he has 2 cars and a van, and this van actually just sits in front of his house. He can totally rent out that van to other people in his neighborhood and make money off the van that's just sitting in his house. Also, this past Wednesday was Senior Day, so this hall was packed with just seniors on Wednesday. And one of the biggest items right now is baby items and kids' toys. This grandma came up to me and said, this is so great, when my grandkids visit me on the weekend, I have no toys for them to play with. I can totally go to the side, just get those toys initially, and return them when the grandkids are gone. So really, parents and older people are really finding different uses for the site. Another item we have here is outdoor equipment. I'm sure, I don't know if you guys do, went to Target and bought that tent that's just sitting in your house. Other people can rent that tent from you and make some money off of something that would just be sitting in your house. But one of the biggest things that we do have is services. Use your expertise to make money, whether you're a math tutor or you are a mechanic.
you can rent your service as a rental, and hopefully that will be one of the future features of Rentalic. And then also over here we have carpooling. We did a Maker Faire a couple of months ago, and this girl was like, "Hey, could I rent a seat in my car?" And I'm like, "What do you mean rent a seat in your car?" "Well, I go to work every day by myself. I have 3 seats in my car. Could I rent 1 seat in my car as a service to another person?" And that is such a great idea. So when we do these fairs, we get all these great ideas, and hope, we write them down and we're going to implement them in the system. But it's so new that we need people like you to help us, figure out good uses for something like this, especially when it's community-based. And another thing is we have carports. Space is a premium in the Bay Area, or storage space. You might find a niche for that. And also too, we have rooms and apartments and vacation homes. One person came up to me and said, "Hey, why don't I just do Craigslist?" But I email you, you email me. I don't know what's your history. There's no you can't be identified, but with this site you will be identified, the real person behind the email address. And in addition to that, you'll get feedback on the item, and you'll get history or reputation of the person. So that's one of the added values for Rentalic. So, yeah. So it's a great site. I'm excited to show it to you. I can't wait for it. It's going to be launched end of September, and yeah. Okay, so I'm going to actually introduce you to the founder of Rentalic. His name is Pansri. Thank you.
Hey guys, I'm Pansri Abhivikram, and I'm the founder of Rentalic.com. And before we get started here, I would actually like to share a personal story how all this started. Sometime mid last year, I was actually redoing my backyard, and I don't have a wheelbarrow. I don't own a wheelbarrow, and I really didn't want to own a wheelbarrow either. So I know my neighbor has a wheelbarrow in their backyard, and so I went to her and said, "Yeah, can I borrow it?" Yeah, then she lent it to me, and I used it. But unfortunately, I couldn't finish that job over that weekend. So next weekend comes by, I really need a wheelbarrow again. Now I'm kind of feeling like, oh, should I really go again and borrow it? Kind of feeling bad. So what I ended up doing was renting a wheelbarrow from a hardware store. Now, I had to go through the trouble, getting my van, go to the hardware store, filling all the paperwork, renting it out, and coming back, wasted my time while my neighbor has that wheelbarrow just sitting there. So I'm like, this is totally unnecessary. If that neighbor was renting it for $5 for me, I could totally go across the fence, rent it, and just use it. It would have saved me time. It would have made that person make some extra cash out of the things that's already just sitting there. And so from that point onwards, I'm like, yeah, I totally got to solve this problem. So I emailed a bunch of friends, and Nick was one of the first people who came and said, "Yeah, that's really great idea, let's do it." And we have a whole bunch of friends and family who got really excited.